Real life street stars. We're here with Callie Dee and Lamar A. Dot, man.
Thomas, you heard me.
Yeah, man. First and foremost, Master the Mic.
Yes.
The series. How did you come up with this concept? And tell them what it is.
Well, I used to do a bunch of open mics, and I did them in all the cities. So I did it in Dallas, I did one in Fort Worth, and then I participated in one that Gitmo had in Denton. And I was listening to college basketball, like on the radio. They were talking about like the bracket system and all that kind of stuff. And it was like, what if I did something kind of like that in the three cities, where we basically did 3 brackets, and then like the winners compete against each other, right? Just kind of like a Final Four, right? And I was actually on my way to something else about radio. I was on my way on figuring out how I can get my own radio show on the Southside Pirate when they started up. And instead of listening to John Rohde do whatever his nonsense was that he was talking about, I just started writing. I had like my partner at the time. He was listening to the radio stuff, and I was like, I'll be right back. And I just started like writing it out and trying to figure out how I could make it work. And so yeah, that's kind of how Master the Mic was born.
Definitely. And where do you feel events like Master the Mic and other events like it fit in indie hip hop and hip hop in general?
I really think that they fit anywhere, because one of my main focuses on Master the Mic is getting people that normally wouldn't come and watch, these up and coming artists. So like, writers and promoters and bloggers and like just all the people that kind of make, music happen. I wanted to expose them to people that they might not necessarily get to talk to. So, all the time we hear gripes about, oh, the Dallas Observer only covers these people. Oh, Central Track only covers these people. So I was trying to overcome that a little bit. And in doing that, I actually got a lot of artist exposure because of it. Like, the first year before Alsace even won, she got an article in the Dallas Observer, and then one of the promoters started putting her on shows. So it was like, in me connecting all these people and, just doing this whole kind of networking event, if you will. A lot of people got a lot more shine than they probably would otherwise.
For those who don't realize what you really do behind the scenes and in the city, kind of give them a background, because they need to know. People need to know who we're speaking with right now.
Yeah. Gosh, what do I do? So,
there you go.
Yeah,
they need to get in your inbox.
Okay, so what do I do? Well, I started out as a blogger. That's kind of how I started, and then I started throwing shows, doing open mics, being a promoter, putting people on shows with national artists, trying to put like local shows together. I had a little stint with Gitmo Music there for a while. We did 2 tours in Texas, and then since then I've been an artist manager. I've kind of backed off on the manager thing because this year I've been trying to kind of build the contacts, get my money up, travel a little bit, like all the stuff that you kind of need to do as a manager. I felt like I hit a glass ceiling there for a second, so I kind of backed off on some stuff, kept Master the Mic going, but built contacts all over the United States, so in LA, New York, Atlanta, Oklahoma City, Houston, just trying to really kind of broaden my horizons a little bit. That way I could be of use for artists.
And if you want to name drop any artists that you have worked or collabed with, and also the reach that Master the Mic has, the cities that it's in, go ahead and let them know. Okay,
so right now we're only in Denton, Dallas, and Fort Worth. However, I brought in an artist that was actually, I met him at the Super Bowl. I'm a brand ambassador too, so I do stuff for like Budweiser and McCafe and whatever. I can, it's good money. So I was at Discovery Green, kind of walking around on my break from working for McCafe, saw this family that was rapping. It was a mom and her 2 kids, grown kids. And they were really great, so I passed my information on to them, and we kind of networked a little bit. His name is Sammy Veal. He was actually just on the GQ cover. And he also judged the 3rd round of Master of the Mic, I believe, 2nd or 3rd round. And so there's him. I've worked with Rascas a whole lot. He's been just like a god to me, honestly. He's dropped some tracks with some of my producers. He just introduced me to Wendy Day, who's huge. If y'all don't know who Wendy Day is, look up Rap Coalition. They call her the fairy godmother of hip hop. She's responsible for brokering deals with Cash Money millionaires, Eminem, David Banner. Rascas happens to be her favorite artist. So when I found that out, he's the homie. And so when I flew out to LA and hung out with him, I was like, yo, like if you set up this meeting, I'll fly you out, I'll pay for your hotels, everything. And so I did that, and so I was recently able to meet Wendy Day, who's my idol. He also helped me get a spot in New York City. So next year, we're actually going to do Master of the Mic in New York City, Atlanta, hopefully. Oklahoma City's solidified, Dallas, and then LA. And then I've worked with Abstract Rude out in LA. He's part of the Project Blowed. Yeah, like I got little fame of MOP to drop a 16 for Rob Vick, Guilty Simpson. So I've been blessed with being able to, and I'm sure it helps a little bit that I'm a girl, because,
Yes, always.
Dudes,
makes it a little easier.
if another dude hits you up, they're like, but here I am, a female, who actually has a little bit of business sense to me. So, these people seem to be, it's either one side or the other. Either they really don't want to see me win, or, I kind of get that into the green room, if you will. So anyway, yeah.
Definitely. And I was gonna say, even as far as going to let them know as far as your role in it, and where do you see the Master of the Mic as far as what it does with the culture?
As far as the culture, it makes sure the competition level stays in hip hop, because right now it's so opinionated. Artists are so opinionated with each other, and you can actually off on opinions you can ruin a whole lot, but it still offers the ability, you feel me, to compete, to see who's the best lyricist, see who can create the best song, the vibes, you feel me? I believe Master of the Mic, it keeps that detail in the city correct, because instead of just going around releasing diss tracks and shit, you can just actually go here, because a lot of people do perform and they try to get on for the Master of the Mic. So
what would you say is like one of the most memorable moments from Master of the Mic performance-wise? Like something that blew you away?
You want to do Kid? We could do Kid Carnage with Polka Leroy. Not Polka Leroy. What's
Mr. Pookie?
Mr. Pookie.
Well, no, let's not do that.
Okay, all right.
So, for the most part, my favorite part of Master of the Mic was the first year when we had Dero, Erykah Badu, and DOC judging, and just being able to be in the Trees green room. We did it at Trees, and just to be in the Trees green room, listening to them talk about these local artists and like fighting over who they thought was better. And like just hearing them like actually engage in, what we just did. Like that for me was my favorite. I think obviously the finale is always like where it's at. I think everybody really puts on a great show, like, first, second, third round, but whenever it comes to the finale, that's when they bring their best. So like the first year, Alsace really brought it. I feel like, I call him the second place. Hold on, it's escaping me. Or do you know who
What's his name? The one who was up with Alsace?
Yeah.
It wasn't T. Lindsay.
Yeah, T. Lindsay. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Holla at Top Off.
Yeah, so T. Lindsay, so it was kind of between them two, and then they gave like Richie Flo like third place, if you will. Like, so Richie Flo's my best friend, so just hearing them even just utter his name and him be in the conversation was like amazing. T. Lindsay and Alsace were kind of like neck and neck. They were like really discussing on, who they wanted. So I think all of them really brought it for the first year. The second year, no disrespect to anybody else, but Jay Callies killed it. I mean, you could tell just the difference of performance. And that's kind of why I do Master of the Mic, where it's not like a freestyle, it's not like, who has the best bars, it's an overall performance. So it's a performance, it's your beats, it's your engagement with the crowd, it's who is the best performer. Because let's be honest, you could have the best bars, but you could suck.
Yeah, you could suck.
You could suck as, a performer. You cannot engage the crowd, How many times have you heard like somebody go to like a GZA concert and they're like, well, he just kind of stood there and rapped, Even though he's a genius and he's amazing and, part of Woo and all that kind of stuff, it's almost like, people really come to a concert to see that performance.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think people understand like a concert can make a new fan. Like I've been to concerts and seen somebody that I've never seen before and go, wow, who is that?
right.
Yeah. So that being said, whenever somebody is trying to sign up for Master of the Mic, is there like a process, or how do they get to the point where they can actually enter the competition?
We start around March, April of every year. So round one, we do charge a registration fee. It's $25 to enter.
Well worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well worth it.
Exactly. It kind of separates people a little bit. It's the ones that are actually serious about it. I mean, because come on,
Yeah,
how
because
many
people complain
Yeah,
all
if it
the
was-
time.
Yeah.
$25 they complain about.
$25 is not shit. I mean, you can give your money to South by Southwest, pay $50, and not even be
They
considered.
spend it on weed.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Exactly.
like, I feel like $25 is not that much, especially with how much of that I put in. On the finale of the first year, I dropped $10,000. I probably made $7,000 back. But in the long run, I ended up winning, because then it gave me a little bit more notoriety. People started wanting to mess with me a little bit more. I got like
Exactly.
so I was able to basically invest into my city. And so when people like try to say that I'm a culture vulture and I, I take money from black men and all this other crap, I'm just like, I mean, I end up losing every year. I mean, that's just the honest truth.
The kind of people that you put in front of these artists, the ones who actually made it. I mean, $25.
I have $25 and then you get this huge, prize package that usually is worth over thousands of dollars. This year, the prize package is pretty out there.
And notoriety.
Yeah, and notoriety. I feel like it's a win-win, and when you talk to the people who lose, like, of course, they're gonna be a little salty. They're gonna think that they should have been there. But anybody who's gone through the process, any of the semifinalists or the finalists who have actually made it to that final stage, even when they lose, they feel like they win. Like, that's what I hear all the time. And I'm not just saying that because, I want everybody to believe in it, but, that's what they say. Like Richie, he's like, I know I lost, but I made so many connections. I was able to, meet so many people. Erykah Badu listened to me, stuff like that. And even Cool Breeze last year, he was like, man, and a lot of times this year I didn't do it as much, but I'll let them sell tickets. But that ends up just being a huge headache, and then you got to collect money, and sometimes they ain't got the money. So I kind of like didn't do that this year. But a lot of times I make ways for people to earn money. If you bring merch, you can set up and you can sell your merch and you can make money that way.
Most
so
definitely.
Cool Breeze even said,
the crowd is there.
Yeah, Cool Breeze even said, even though I lost, I ended up making money off this because people actually bought my products. They ended up becoming fans. So it's all in how you look at it. If you're a negative person and you're just worried about winning or losing, then yeah, you're going to lose. But if you go in there with an open mind and you get a pen and paper, take it with you, or exchange information with some of the judges, because I have pretty decent judges. The people that I have judge aren't just nobody, and they're great contacts. So even if you just get their information and you follow them and you're able to just get yourself in front of them, so that maybe they can put you on something or talk about you, then I mean you're already better off than you were before you entered the competition.
Exactly, and as far as overall what you want to see take place with Master the Mic and how far you want it to go, what's your overall vision for it?
So this year I decided to go national with it. So we've already got a spot in New York solidified. I'm working on Atlanta. I've got a spot in Oklahoma City solidified. Obviously we're going to do Dallas. Instead of doing the 3 cities in Dallas, we're just going to do it as a combined DDFW. So Denton, Dallas, and Fort Worth will all be just one competition this year.
Yep.
That is very dope.
And then I've got a spot in LA as soon as we kind of work out dates and whatnot. So that's kind of like what my vision was this next year for it, was to take the brand national. There's talks about possible sponsorships. So really, I'd like it to be something that maybe, you always see like Diddy talking about, I'm looking for 4 artists. So I would like Master the Mic to be that for him. So like when he's looking at artists, they look at Master the Mic and who wins or who's in the competition. That people like that who can actually change lives and make careers will actually, see people that, I put out there.
Right, and for those who have won in the past, go see what they're doing. You'll see that it does speak volumes. For those that want to, of course, attend this year's Master the Mic, for those that want to, of course, sign up for future Master the Mics and things of that nature, go ahead and give them all the information as far as venue, where it's going to be, dates, and also how to get in touch with you and go forward as far as getting part of Master the Mic.
So we have a Facebook page right now. It's DDFW Master the Mic. I'm kind of revamping the website since it's not going to be just DDFW this next year. I'm trying to get the website for a national type competition. So that's in the works. But you can go DDFW Master the Mic on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and all that kind of stuff. Everything is at Callie _DEE, CALLIE _DEE. If you want to hit me up on email, I'm Callie at redempiretx.com. My management page, which I'm about to change it up because I'm adding some artists, redempiretx.com. So yeah, and Lamar's going to be one of my front runners next year. I think he's hungry for it. He's he's working for me. We're doing a podcast together, Out the Box, which is at Out the Box DFW, I think, on Instagram.
Yep.
And then Out the Box. So that's our podcast. He's been helping me out with a lot with that. He's got bars, he's got the presence. So I'm kind of backing some of my favorites. So Jay Catalyst, you'll see a lot more of him this next year. He was the winner of last year's Master of the Mic. Richie Flo, he's doing magic and he raps and he's just a mess. But so you'll see a lot more of him this year as far as Red Empire is concerned. So yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And Lamar, you want to give any of your social media contacts?
Lamar.Thomas. Y'all can hit the website. They call me adot.com, adot.com. You just like the hoodie I got. I'm starting a little branding. I got the website up. On the website, you can look at all the new events that's coming in, including Master the Mic. Hit the merch store, man. Support your boy. Hit the merch store. New music coming soon.
So yeah, January 13th at Club Dada is the finale. It's 2017's finale, but because of holidays and stuff, it was hard for me to get a date, so we're kind of over into January. And then if you follow the Facebook page, then you'll see when round 1 is. I usually do it after South by Southwest. So end of March, beginning of April is when we'll start the competition again. So.
Yeah.
Definitely, and for those watching, please do not sleep on the situation. This is one of the biggest situations in Dallas. That is just really showcasing true talent and actually helping artists, perfect their craft.
Yeah. Gotta show love to the ones that are actually out here helping the city out.
There's levels to this.
So my kids are like bugging out here. Come on, guys. They call me the hip hop promoting soccer mom.
This is a family affair.
Yeah. So
this is a family affair.
Let you know we are kid friendly up here.
So this is my little guy. This is my little girl, little C, little guy. And hip hop promoting soccer mom. Couldn't do it without them.
The ones we do it for.
Yeah, exactly.
Generational wealth.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for this one. She's a future star.
She ready. She got balls.
She's been trying to get in that booth all night. She wants to so bad.
Oh yeah. Man, well we definitely appreciate you coming through. Master the Mic going down this year. Shout out to the finalists. Definitely we will be in attendance. Definitely so we appreciate you coming through Reallyfe Street Stars, even let us be a part of this. We salute Reallyfe Street Stars, Master the Mic. Let's get it in.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Stars, nigga. Move. Hey.